Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. CoreWeave is a fast-growing cloud company that provides services to big customers such as Microsoft and OpenAI. On this video, I will cover everything you need to know about that company. Here is the video format. First, I will explain what CoreWeave do, when it was established, and other basic information so you will have a good understanding of the company. Then I will talk about the products they are selling, who they sell it to, and what are the different use cases for the products. Finally, I'll talk about their business model and financial results. Everything I say is not a financial advice, so please make sure you do your own research. CoreWeave is a publicly traded cloud company that specializes in GPU-based infrastructure, mainly used for AI, machine learning, and high-performance computing. The company was founded back in 2017. It started as a crypto mining company and later pivoted to focus on GPU cloud services. CoreWeave is headquartered in New Jersey and went public in March 2025, trading on the Nasdaq under ticker symbol CRWV. CoreWeave focuses specifically on high-performance GPUs, which makes their products and services well suited for companies working on generative AI or other compute-intensive tasks. As of 2025, CoreWeave operates around 32 data centers globally and manage about 250,000 GPUs that are located in those data centers. The company holds long-term contracts worth nearly $26 billion, including a major multi-year deal with OpenAI. It's also one of NVIDIA's key partners, getting early access to advanced chips like H100 and GB200, which means CoreWeave can use these cutting-edge chips before many other cloud providers or companies can. These chips are some of the most powerful and newest graphic processing units made by NVIDIA. They are specifically designed to handle very complex and demanding tasks, especially in artificial intelligence and high-performance computing. Now let's talk about their products and what are the use cases for those products. First, they rent out access to GPUs, which stand for graphic processing units. These chips are great at doing lots of calculations very quickly, which is exactly what you need for training large AI models or doing visual effects for movies. Whether you are a tech company building a new chatbot or a movie studio doing animation, you can log into CoreWeave platform and use their machines, kind of like renting a powerful computer by the hour. Second, they offer virtual workstations, which means you can work remotely on powerful computer with top-tier graphic performance, even from a regular laptop. This is really helpful for designers and animators who need more power than their own computer can provide. Third, for companies that are running really big AI projects, CoreWeave provide entire clusters of computers that are connected together. These clusters can automatically grow or shrink depending on how much computing power you need. It helps big organizations train massive models without having to build and manage their own data centers. They also provide super fast storage and high-speed internet connections between all these machines, because when you're training or running a huge AI model, the speed at which your system can move data around make a big difference. And finally, CoreWeave is one of the few companies that already offer access to next generation hardware, like NVIDIA's latest chips, which we've talked about. Those chips are specifically built for training giant AI models with billions or even trillions of parameters. Now let's talk about their business model and understand how much they charge for those products and services. So CoreWeave makes money by renting out access to GPUs, meaning that you don't have to buy the GPU, you just pay to use it by an hour. To get a better sense of cost, I'll explain what that usually means per month. And just a reminder, though GPUs are used for training AI models or process large amount of data. Let's start with their most powerful option, the NVIDIA H100, which is popular for training large AI models. CoreWeave charges around $4.25 per hour, which adds up to about $3,000 per month. Next is the A100, which is also widely used in AI work. That one costs about $2.20 per hour, or about $1,600 per month. Then there are mid-range options like the A40, which is commonly used for graphics and visual effects, and that one is priced of about $1.30 per hour and about $920 per month. If you need something more affordable, there are lower-end GPUs like the RTX A5000 and A4000, which cost between 60 to 70 cents per hour, and that's about $440 to $550 per month. As I mentioned before, CoreWeave also offers a virtual workstation. These are basically remote computers that you can log into from anywhere. Artists, animators, and even researchers often use these workstations for high quality work without needing expensive equipment at home. These workstations use the same GPUs I just mentioned, so renting a workstation will cost you almost the same as what you would pay if you rent a GPU. For bigger companies or large scale AI projects, CoreWeave offer full clusters of GPUs, in other words, a group of computers working together as one powerful system. One of their top tier bundles, which includes 8 chips from a type of H100, costs about $49 per hour or about $35,000 per month if used non-stop. Now you don't have to pay those full prices. If you know in advance how much power you will need, you can reserve capacity and get up to 60% off. Now let's talk about their best-selling products. CoreWeave makes most of its revenue by renting out powerful GPUs, especially the NVIDIA H100 and A100 models. These high-performance chips are in high demand for artificial intelligence work, and they are the company's top-selling products. In fact, back in 2024, over 60% of CoreWeave's total revenue came from renting out these type of GPUs. In addition to individual GPU, CoreWeave also sells large clusters of GPU groups of 8 or more machines working together. These clusters are essential for big companies that need a lot of computing power for their AI projects. The company's biggest clients include Microsoft, which accounts for about 60% of their 2024 revenue, and OpenAI, which has signed a massive multi-year contract worth nearly $12 billion. Other major technology companies like Google, Meta, and IBM also use CoreWeave services, but on smaller scale. In the last 3 months, CoreWeave has several major developments that show how quickly the company is growing and gaining influence in the AI infrastructure space. First, in May 2025, NVIDIA made a significant move by investing about $900 million in CoreWeave. This shows that NVIDIA believes strongly in CoreWeave's role in powering the future of AI computing. Also in May, CoreWeave expanded its revolving credit facility from $650 million to about $1.5 billion. This increase gives the company much more financial flexibility to fund its ongoing growth and expansion around the world. And finally, CoreWeave also signed a new agreement with OpenAI, and that happened in May as well. That contract is valued up to $4 billion and it's supposed to be delivered until April 2029. Now let's talk about their financial results. In the first quarter of 2025, the company reported nearly $1 billion in revenue, which is about 420% increase compared to the same period last year. However, despite the high revenue, CoreWeave posted a net loss of about $350 million in that quarter. This loss is mainly due to significant interest expense of around $260 million, and that's because the company carries a very large amount of debt. Speaking of debt, the company has a total debt of approximately $8.5 billion, which about $4 billion of it is due in the next year. To fund its operation and expansion, the company issued new debt in May with high interest rate of about 9%. And that's something that investors should pay attention to. The company plans to invest heavily in 2025, with capital expenditures expected to be between $20 to $23 billion, and that means they will have to borrow a lot more than what they have until now because their cash balance as of now is $1.3 billion. Analysts have mixed views on the company's outlook because its financial risk tied to their large debt and reliance on few big customers. For example, Microsoft accounted for about 70% of CoreWeave revenue in the first quarter of 2025, which is a concentration risk. So CoreWeave is growing fast, but there is a lot of risk that surrounds them. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.